A dad hits my daughter in the face with frisbee, so I haunted him years later. Background: many years ago when my daughter, MD, was 6, we went to a dad/daughter activity at her school. MD had recently lost her 2 front top baby teeth and the permanent teeth were just breaking through. This will be relevant to the story. One of the dads, who was, and probably still is, a bit of a know-it-all jerk, JD for jerky dad, was attending with his 2 daughters, one in MD's grade and an older 10-year-old. JD decided to teach his 10-year-old daughter how to throw a frisbee. He did this while standing in the middle of the crowd of about 80 people. And this wasn't any regular frisbee, it was the heavier and larger competition frisbees. JD wanted us all to know that he was on an ultimate frisbee team and that his skills were amazing, in his own mind. Well, one of his errant throws hooked hard to the right and caught MD square in her mouth, knocking her off her feet. I ran to MD and picked her up, getting blood from her busted lip, very minor injury, all over my shirt. The blood made the minor injury look much worse than it actually was. A crowd gathered to see what had happened. JD came up and said that MD had walked into the throw. I let him know that I had seen the whole thing and that he was trying to throw it to his older daughter who was standing about 30 feet to the right of us. I asked JD why he thought it was a good idea to throw that frisbee in the middle of the crowded area since he didn't have the skill to control it. And, of course, he had nothing worthwhile to say. Here's the petty revenge. I whispered in my daughter's ear to play along. Then I made a big show of examining my still sobbing daughter's lip. With many still gathered, the conversation went like this. Me: it looks like you knocked out her 2 front teeth. JD: oh my god, I'm so sorry. Did I really knock them out? MD: right on. K looked at JD and sobbed out a pathetic yes, and then she showed JD the gap in her teeth. She immediately buried her face in my shoulder again, except this time she was only pretending to sob in order to mask her laughing. By the way, MD is an adult now and is still just as devious. I saw JD again for middle school graduation. He commented on the frisbee incident, which I had just about forgotten. Now it was my turn. Me: do you see she's got braces? You knocked out her baby teeth. Her orthodontist said without them in place the permanent teeth didn't have a guide to follow and they came in really crooked. That, of course, was all nonsense that I made up on the spot. JD was once again speechless. MD is now an adult and her teeth are perfect. JD is probably still a jerk. I know I already said that above, but it feels so good to say it again.